You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we got breaking news in here. And, of course, one of my favorite quarterbacks has found another job, much to the chagrin of, I don't know, half the population. I don't care. Jimmy Garoppolo is now an L.A. Ram. That's right. Boy, it didn't take long for Jimmy Garoppolo to get a job. Now did it. He'll be backing up Matthew Stafford. Now he's got a 2-game suspension coming from PEDs. Hey, Jimmy, those PEDs may have been somewhat faulty based on performance against with the Raiders. But I will say this, and I've said it before, there's a world where I believe, and this makes sense, where Jimmy Garoppolo would have performed a lot better under the McVay Shanahan offense. I just think it was a more comfortable offensive system that Jimmy was running. And in 2022, Jimmy had 16 TDs and only 4 picks for the Niners before, well, he got hurt. And, you know, Jimmy Garoppolo getting hurt is always the fly in the ointment, or can be. I think this is a perfect job for Jimmy Garoppolo. You got Matthew Stafford getting a little older. You need an insurance policy. And let's be real. I mean, there's plenty of weapons. You got Puka Nacua. You've got Cooper Kupp. I mean, there's guys to throw to all over the place in this offense. So I love it. I love the fit. I'm a Niners fan, so, you know, a little karma. I hope not. Can you imagine a world where Matthew Stafford gets hurt and then Jimmy goes out there and whips the Niners twice next year? Yikes. Boy, the social media might literally just melt upon itself. I mean, truly, because everybody loves to hate on Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm a big Garoppolo guy. The L.A. Rams are signing quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo to a 1-year contract to be Matthew Stafford's backup, a source told ESPN's Adam Schefter on Friday. You know what's interesting? Why didn't Carson Wentz get a look here? That's interesting, too. The Las Vegas Raiders released Garoppolo on Wednesday, just one season after he signed a 3-year, $72.75 million contract with the franchise. He is suspended for the first 2 games of the 2024 season for violating the NFL's performance-enhancing drugs policy. The violation was said to be related to Garoppolo taking a prescribed medication without having a valid therapeutic use exemption from the NFL, Schefter reported. The Rams were reminded of the importance of a backup quarterback last season when Stafford injured his thumb and missed the Rams' Week 9 game against the Packers. Without Stafford and quarterback Brett Rypien starting the game, Los Angeles only scored 3 points in a loss. Yeah, Jimmy could do better than that. During his end of the season news conference in January, Rams general manager Les Snead referenced that loss and how it came close to costing a team a playoff spot. When discussing the importance of having a backup, quote, that can help us win a game, the Rams have had several high draft picks as backup quarterbacks in the last 2 seasons. Baker Mayfield in 2022, Carson Wentz 2023, and now Garoppolo. Yeah, but I think they grabbed Carson Wentz way later into the year. I'm still a little baffled that he's not the guy again. That's not a good look for Carson Wentz, and I'm kind of a Carson Wentz guy. Los Angeles drafted quarterback Stetson Bennett to back up Stafford, but he missed the 2023 season on the reserve non-football illness list. Nobody still knows exactly what's going on with Stetson Bennett. You know, and I think, I'm going to be real here, I think the Rams drafted him to be the heir apparent there, and then the wheels fell off. There was this arrest, I believe it was in Dallas or something like that, involving maybe alcohol. I can't remember exactly. There's been a lot of rumors out there about Stetson Bennett, but nobody knows exactly what's happening. In his end-of-the-season news conference in January, Rams head coach Sean McVay said it was too early to know whether Bennett would be with L.A. next season. When Garoppolo signed with the Raiders, he needed surgery on his left foot. His contract did not become viable until he passed a physical. He suffered a concussion as well as a back injury and finished the season with 1,205 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, 9 picks, which were leading the league when he was benched by then interim coach Antonio Pierce. Aiden O'Connell threw a ton of picks, too, in that offense, by the way. Just throwing that out there. Garoppolo's 65% completion percentage was a career low. And that tells you right there, he's accurate for the most part. Jimmy actually is a very accurate quarterback. And Jimmy Garoppolo gets the ball out. I think there was a statistics I saw last year sometime. Over the last maybe decade or however long, Jimmy Garoppolo's like in the top 3 or 4 quickest releases in getting the ball out in all of the NFL. Last year seemed like an outlier. Let's just go look. Jimmy Garoppolo's got 15,000 yards, 94 touchdowns, 51 picks. He's always thrown too many picks. His completion percentage, very good. 67%. It was 67 in 2022, 68 in 2021, 67 in 2020, and of course led the Niners in 2019 to a Super Bowl. This is PFF's quarterback ratings. I had to ignore minimum snap count because he didn't play a lot. But when you drop it down, he was right there in that group of backups. Joshua Dobbs, Jimmy Garoppolo, Mason Rudolph, Tyler Huntley's here. Sam Darnold's up here. Deshaun Watson's up here. Will Levis is down here. And Daniel Jones. Gardner Minshew, by the way, who is now probably going to be in a very tight race to be the Raiders starter. He was at 31, by the way. So according to PFF, they had him as Jimmy as technically a better rated quarterback than Gardner Minshew. I've told you guys there are times I don't quite get what PFF's looking at. There's flaws. And look, the NFL, the actual personnel people use PFF, and I like it for the most part. But then there's things like that sort of baffle the mind because all I had to do was see an eye test and tell Gardner Minshew outplayed Jimmy Garoppolo last year. That's not some big stretch. All right, I don't care if I am a Garoppolo guy. It doesn't really matter. But here we are. Jimmy's got another job. And in case you haven't noticed, Jimmy got another job quick. 48 hours after being officially released by the Raiders, Jimmy Garoppolo's back in the NFL and he's with the LA Rams. A team that I think, number one, was a lot more competitive than a lot of people thought last year. Number two, I think they're going to be dangerous this year. I do. The Rams are going to score a ton of points. By the way, Aaron Donald retired. I have to wonder, and this is a side note, but did Aaron Donald tell the Rams prior to the tampering period that he was going to retire? I just wonder about that. By the way, he'll walk into the Hall of Fame during his first year of eligibility. He'll moonwalk in there as one of the greatest defensive players ever. But I wonder, because all the good defensive guys that the Rams might have tried to jump in on are gone. You know, they were gone. So I don't know. Surely he gave the Rams a heads up prior to tampering that he was looking at retiring. I saw that today and was like, wow, he retired. And then I thought, did he tell him before all the free agents were gone? It's a hell of a question. Now I would assume the Rams are going to be looking at defensive linemen in the draft. So that's a side note, but I wasn't going to make a Rams video and fail to mention that Aaron Donald retired. Wow. That's crazy, but he almost retired, I think, before last season. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.